Charlie daybreak, make we chop small. Delight Cocoa.
Delight Cocoa, the authentic, original taste of African porridge. Available in all African and Caribbean shops. Delight Cocoa.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first-timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job, then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
My name is Fernanda Samoa, Director and CEO of Second Generation IT Group. Guess what? We are currently in Ghana and we're going to offer the best courses that will allow you to work anywhere in the world. The courses that we're going to offer, we're talking about cloud computing. We're talking about introduction to computers, networking, network security, cyber security.
We have a conducive learning environment and our programs are interactive where the students get to ask questions and they get answers that's going to help them. And we equip them with the right knowledge.
Classes are offered Monday through Friday. It depends on which day you want to come. We have morning shift, we have afternoon schedule, we have evening schedule, and also on the weekends. To register, go to www.secondgenit.com and register.
Hi there, my name is Calipos, the really boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of TapTapSend. People, TapTapSend is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana. If you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download TapTapSend on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on TapTapSend.
TapTapSend. Send more, spend less.
All right, Ebusian for Mama Kwaba SBTV Africa. So thank God it's Friday. Imobia Kwaba. If I'm DJ Nyame. So I feel I'll joining and yeah, making sure say I'll share a live section we a live studio section every Fridays be my name. Wise Man Solicitors, Lawyer Wisdom Akao program we are very interesting, very educative. So what shares our program we there we a UK in common and a babedi into more UK, more afina more planning some UK future be and I say UK I saw who near Koso. The household who be no many lawyer on him say lawyers no who almost say dear so booking near there but you tell me the program we have but send a ubeti me bisa questions I'll be your answer no at the go straight now straightforward only SVTV Africa platform be wow boom lawyer because just send me email send me this but utie na bebo question bi obese obisa na lawyer na me ne program no so no oye champion pa obinfo oye heavy hunde obaso a o explaining nyama no onimejuma oye heavy pa nti so we be join and making sure so be share life way am obi men ka se bi emfa ho because uni UK and ade badachi bi unu bi wadanfo bi ni ade making sure so be share link no or share live with your YouTube channel at SVTV Africa. You streaming live so a Facebook page SVTV Africa, the voice of the community. If I'm DJ Nyame, then Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Maminko straight. Na mene lawyer wisdom akaho wise man solicitors meeting come all London. Or close to Dalston. Yeah. And I said Dalston Market Nechi, opposite the McDonald's. See, I'm here direction here. Or print house, the print house is unprinted, the unprinted visa. The print house for now behind there. Internet, I the jar. And Jimmy got to say, Mon farm questions and them rantem. Time no do na mediato, but men repeat it. The question, people no repeat it. No. The other question about and one time no do or be answer. Every Friday, biano, yeah. I say very important. Nene, mami nko we coming nene de we bia ehuhia pa me na me ba be putino or a lawyer and see lawyer more terms we use. I put it to you. Internet lawyer wisdom akao. I will put it to you today. Lawyer me more akwa baba SBTV Africa Suboko there.
Yeah, make you so.
Yeah, so F1.
Me for.
UK design then ekoso bibia eboko.
Bibia adumonti bibia boko Ghana zo e.
Ye kremu a ye hwe kirema mo so moja kro na man.
Debi enyao home is home.
Moja kro na man ti ye hwe kirema mo.
Debi home sweet home. Eye dey a ye be san be tie nti we dey.
Okay. So lawyer wise man solicitors and obi any first time also any but yetane mitane never show no super. Me who say obi bisa say why do you people do this all the time? Only the way go and go for Charles. Also the way go and go for. Ngo why na obenya lawyer say only omo kasa omo solicitors omo church o de eko. But lawyer what about there? Wise man solicitors and then I me say and then they see me put it to you, say,
yes.
My partner, and it me a be money obanya. Partner say UK, ya worry relationship, ya worry your partner. So then then they call ya worry for the some movie say dependent. Then be brace confusion about. And now someone worry wo na mote na ba kwa protect. Say sisi oni obi wa kwa home office. Say ebia yaw ana ato ana ama ana akosua menini ni hobio muntwem menini ni ho document no kra mo nyimfinisem lawyer bibi sare minim se ekoso pa wo ho nti wo se bebra e confuse se o partner on the take na ba ko report ama home office fair nipa asimesi amene te no ni hobio ba na sa then say nipa na reporting then for you and sana that's why it's
DJ
I put it to you.
Without say today I have a question I will beside here what bisa asompa who go for a question if you and I hear
questions in there say am for feedbacks am for them mama na me so magada na me say na there and then me the better topic because idea e koso pa so I will put it to you na where's a miss bia o time say go for nhwe no mo nhwe no because ebi mu aso a hye it me say I put it to you today woman no yetie o
me da say etie for your children. To be honest with you, topical question that would be is a top issue. And now I'm saying idea super. Now previously no na enka Ghana for the nanka yen Thai and report it. Now you went nationals from other countries and now almost you report it. I'm not efficacy say. But now I'm saying within the past 3 months, the number of questions are now about my hope, and I know to other solicitors about the partner reporting and home office and children and I did this. is creating a lot of problems. And yeah, now I wonder why. I wonder why. I mean, what is the reason? Now, before make what you should do, so partner report to what you should do, and now the options I want to say. What are the reasons in here about ethnic home office and now offer home office? And now Obama ethnic home office said your relationship no, it's over. And now it
Mm.
I don't see Munji Krat and Mfi Papa Nensam Namumane and Kofi. Why? Number one, sir, Obama will come and Oba will come and Okofani Yuri Aba. Well, yes, sir, application no, under Appendix FM, Section EC-P of the immigration rules. And oh yeah, yeah. On the understanding that Oni Pape and Oni Mami Irabetna for the rest of their lives as husband and wife. Now, Sir Obodu we haven't met the relationship requirements, that is pictures, WhatsApp messages, and all other requirements, plus the financial requirement, and also the English language requirement, plus accommodation requirement. They now have been met. Namipana Abakumha area. It is normally expected to be a joyous occasion for the husband and wife to continue to live together as partners for the rest of their lives till death do us part. But from the observation Amaya and from the information Amanya said, a lot of the relationships break down, particularly said a man no ekofa a man ni ba near equasi problem is said. There becomes suspicion said Obama no wɔ Ghana no na ebia ɔne ɔba foforɔ na ɔmo hyehyɛ hɔ. Nti ɔbarima no abɛdu ha awie no na sɛ yɛampa a wɔnnyae ɔbaa no a ɛwɔ Ghana. Nti na ebia na ɔne no ɛda so ɛbɔ nkɔmmɔ. Text messages, WhatsApp messages, exchanging photographs, pictures over their phones. Ɛba ne saa na ɔbaa no ɛkɔ ho bibi saa wɔ papa ne phone so pɛ. Ɔse wo koraa no na menim sɛ you have been unfaithful to me because me the wo baayɛ sɛ me ne wo bɛtena as husband and wife. Nanso wo ne obi ɛda so ɛhyehyɛ hɔ ɛwɔ Ghana ɛno nti based on that ɛnyɛ adeɛ a mɛtumi ɛne wo atena bio na wama relationship no breaking down. Ɛba ne saa na of course because of the hurt ɛno nti na wakɔ report it to home office sɛ papa yi ɛnyɛ adeɛ a me ne no bɛtena bio. That is one reason. Unfaithfulness or loss of trust. So Obama and Obama no lose trust in Papa and Obama pet, then that leads to the breakdown of the relationship. That is that. The other reason, any idea friend, unreasonable behavior. Obama overdo yano. Ne nneɛma bi a ɔreyɛ no na papa no na onim saa sɛ nti saa papa yi na saa ɔbaa yi na saa na ɔteɛ anaa na saa papa yi na saa na ɔteɛ. And based on that, unreasonable behavior becomes a ground for the breakdown in the relationship. Example, papa no wɔnya kɔɔ pɛ na wasɔre fi baabi a ɔbaa no ɛwɔ na wakɔ kɔtena kɔna bi wɔ anaa na wapie fifi ansa na ɔyɛ ne kɔɔ no wie a ansa na wasan aba fie. Anaa so ɔbaa no nya call a she never picks it when the man is around, and she always picks it, or when she picks it, she steps out or steps away from the man before she answers the call. And this leads to suspicion that there might be something ɔbaa no anaa ɔbarima no ɛde ɛsie. That is one. Another reason is that again unreasonable behavior. Upon Okojuma, my man and said upon at 8 o'clock, and from the Juma Ebefieno is 1 hour. Now, so on Medufie until 1 a.m. Not once, not twice. Of course, and also until Banasa, me point when am I me extra hours and son of my Sunday it all leads to mistrust, then leading to the breakdown in the relationship. Another reason is, of course, controlling behavior. Every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 30 minutes, every 1 hour, over friend, Abisa said, becomes like a controlling behavior. And one party is not able to tolerate that kind of control. I don't think now it also leads to inability to cope with the other party. Your friend, it leads to what there's a word. It becomes incompatibility. In other words, they just can't come together. They are on different levels. I don't think that and also leads to a breakdown in the relationship. Another good reason here these things are happening is that a few times mmarima no ɛwɔ mmaa ɛwɔ Ghana ana ɔwɔ ba ɛwɔ Ghana ɔwɔ ba ɛwɔ Ghana wanka nkyerɛ ne yere sɛ mewɔ ba ansa na waware no waware no awie a wabɛdu ha awie no obi bɛka sɛ ɔpɛ aburokyire aba nti wanka hwee ankyerɛ ɔba no sɛ ɔwɔ ba ana ɔwɔ mmaa ana ɔwɔ mmɔfra ɔwɔ nkwadaa ɛwɔ Ghana wabɛdu ha awie no ansa na wɔbɛka kyerɛ ɔba no sɛ akosue na mewɔ nkwadaa nanso na mentumi ɛnka nkyerɛ wo. On a few occasions, a man ain't very pleased with that. So the fact that one to me and kind of from the beginning, it leads to mistrust again. Not wama relationship not break it down. Another reason is money. Say, Obama never do heavy, and now Obama ever do heavy. This is mostly from the side of the men. So Obama never do heavy. Not all year juma. Not sometimes a man manifest Sikano Omuche Ana Obano should take care of Sika or no essay ye as an audio application ma Obana Amarabakano. Not sometimes a man manifest Obana as I said Uchia Siki and Sana Waneno I continue to live together as husband and wife. Yeah, now Monica said na woyɛ me kunu wɔyɛ application ama me sɛ me mmra bɛka ho na afei deɛ wopɛ sɛ mentua sika na wotua de application ma me a ɛneɛ nkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ aware pa ɛna wo ne me bɛware nti me nso metua wo sika no wie a then I also want to move on with my life. Anaa sɛ again that sort of understanding anyɛ adwuma ana ɔba no sɛ deɛ bi mentua because woyɛ me kunu ɛnti mentua a na papa no sɛ okay personality and yet refer efficacy na maka chom say relationship no over and nya dia me no atibio na akweti problems. So these are some of the reasons in here and relationships no break it down to the extent that one party at the home office no maka chom say relationship no is over. Another reason your friend of adultery. Again, and young people can compose a bano and our bearman any obifu from air cassa from outside the UK. But a chroma hampono, one party is suspicious of the other party being involved in a relationship with another party, a third party. And I have seen this over and over. On those bases, the relationship breaks down. Again, pictures on phones. Sometimes a naked person's picture on the phone of one party. It can be naked woman on the man's phone or vice versa. And now Obano is dressed in a nightie or almost naked, sent it to another person outside the UK or even inside the UK. Somehow, I don't know, but the other party, they they always happen to find these things out. And based on that, it leads to mistrust. These are things air cost and war system amongst us. Very unfortunate because I'm kind from beginners, not Ghana for dear, you hardly hear these things happening. Now, so this day and age, it's become very common, so common. Ebi, as a result of this, I'm reporting to the Home Office, make no, and I'm a no relationship no, and to us you. There's another reason, very, very pivotal reason. The sense that ebi obano, and obemano, akofa yare bia, you can only get that sickness through sexual relationship. And the ebia, syphilis, and gonorrhea. Now, obana gonorrhea na, it is only through the man or her husband, and that could only have come from his relationship with another person. Now, and also is passed on to the woman. When that happens, the woman says, so it means that you have been in a relationship with somebody else, or you are in a relationship with somebody else, which is how come you contracted this sexually transmitted disease and you pass it on to me. It leads to a breakdown in the relationship. So these are reasons. Misunderstanding of each other leads to a breakdown in the relationship. Back home, things are different. The mindset is different. The mind, the way it is set, is two words, mind and set. The way the mind is set, obama jumani, oba ejumani, different from ubadu krom ha. The way the mind is set, obama jumani, oba jumano, is different. And the sawu person who did the same mindset from a fear ever krom ha. So it creates a lot of friction. It creates a lot of friction. Not misunderstanding. Now one person leads to. It leads a breakdown and one person reports to the Home Office. Another reason, domestic abuse. So I'm only looking at the reasons that are leading to people reporting to the Home Office. Another reason is domestic abuse. The domestic abuse, no, and look subet near financial. Sir, Pasikani Nabra. Remember, sir, Obansu Obusian for Ghana, and a Papansu Obusian for Ghana. Until you do not say the thing in Amawa. Ni papa, ni mame, ni anom, if you are now share Buprabinsu or Ghana, obey a dang at Fasu, a show. Anonte not a create confusion in the marriage, and one party is aggrieved, then reported to the Home Office. And now domestic abuse again, physical abuse. Papa ne dinensa, edi abo mame no, ana mame no dinensa, edi abo papa na sum. Then it creates problems. A few days ago, Minya, some calls from this person, or say the partner has been assaulting him. She has slapped him a few times, but on himself, sometimes he overlooks this. Now, unfortunately, the man happens to be in the weaker position because onona or depending on banensi, onono akana noatum. But under normal circumstances, the other way around, anchor or banner reported to the Home Office. That can lead to a breakdown, of course, of the relationship. That the Home Office can then take action if it is the other way round. Again, emotional abuse. Emotional abuse. So we are talking about domestic abuse, we talk about financial abuse, we talk about sexual abuse, we talk about emotional abuse, psychological abuse. Just said, she's playing with your mind, he's playing with your mind, she's messing you up, or stress you, and depression. Sometimes you are happy, but time you do so now she's so pleased. Time do about 6 pena osro se obesan befie. And our papa no kwejuma, he is so happy with his friends. About 6, about 7, so pompe, not just say osro, because and all of this leads to which constitute domestic abuse leads to the breakdown in the relationship. Sɛ ɛba saa na sɛ nipa na ɔno wɔ indefinite no na ɔwɔ kurom ha anaa nea ɔwɔ British citizenship no ɛna ɔno feel sɛ the other party is not treating him or her well anaa wonyɛ nea ɔno pɛ a na ɔno afa phone na wafrɛ home office, and that is what is happening these days. Now wafrɛ home office aka kyerɛ m sɛ your relationship no I break it down ɛnyɛ ade a yɛbɛtumi atena as husband and wife anymore anaa mpo yɛtete yɛntɛm atete papa no ɔni fie ha biom anaa maame no ɔni fie ha biom ɛnti asetena no a mode ama no no montwam. Now sɛ nipa no wɔ indefinite ɔnyanya ne indefinite leave to remain pɛ hwee ni hɔ a wobɛtumi ayɛ ɛka ho biom. Sɛ ɔnya ne indefinite wie ɛnɛ na sɛ wofrɛ home office a there is absolutely nothing the home office can do or will do about it because wanya atentem wanya asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. Ɛno nti na because the partners know sɛ wonya indefinite wie a hwee ni hɔ a wobɛtumi ayɛ nti they try to frustrate you or they try to spoil almost say was sitting no ansana when you're indefinite no. Sɛ bibi sa wɔ hɔ a sɛ wo a wo feel sɛ ukunu no ana wo yire no a ɔwɔ citizenship ebe report you a make sure you put together your evidence of domestic abuse before the breakdown of the relationship. If you have evidence of sexual abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, psychological, you go to your GP, you obtain all these records and let it be in your possession, and it should be where it is safe, so that the relationship may break it down. You can base on this evidence now was sitting either indefinitely to remain or they'll give you another 2.5 years to be in the UK. At least that enables you to remain in the UK. But if you don't have the evidence, nothing or report you say relationship is over, the Home Office will take action. Normally, home officer, what they will do is this. Put it in writing to them. Omo address na watchro. Ebi aba meme ho. Sementro emfankoma home office say relationship no is over. Anonti omo pese omo ntwa asetena no mo. E na meme ka chiro mo say wise man solicitors here. Ye krata yie, ye nsai krata. Anonti se woni ukunu problem a disramo monkonko solve na medie ana yendie yemfa ye pen and two paper so ana yen type say obi relationship are breaking to home office omuntwa omasitna mo ye no yaye yadwin se ye krata yie ye nsai krata enti se bibi sa fa koma obi fufo wodi ban ho a ye ntwro ye nye emfa koma home office say relationship na breaking to mo ntwa obi krata mo ye nye enne anechna. We won't do that. Our mission is to help our clients to obtain their leave indefinite citizenship in the UK and not to destroy or lead to revocation or cancellation of anybody's papers in this country. And with the back yehwa enya idea ye be chiro bibisa e dia koma home office fe omo twa obi krata mo and it yenye suda. That is for everybody's information. What we do is how do you resolve the problem so that at least there can be peace in the relationship? So that is that. These are the factors that lead to the breakdown of the relationship. And once the relationship is over, what happens is once one party reports to the Home Office, and then the Home Office will then try or revoke or cancel what's sitting on. Now, sir, what did be sir, Home Officer, and our friend Home Officer? The Home Office will, under paragraph 9.23.1, 9.23.1, paragraph 9.23.1 of the immigration rules, they will cancel they will cancel your leave to remain in the UK. Now, Home Office will not tell you, say, we read or throw a letter say, and I can say, and then the Omon can't know. The Ombayan say, Omba letter, say, Omanya information say, relationship no is over, or your relationship is broken down, and you are not living together as husband and wife anymore. So, paragraph 9.23.1, it says, a person's entry clearance or permission may be cancelled if they cease to meet the requirements. If you cease to meet the requirements of the rules under which the entry clearance or permission was granted. Your permission, your entry clearance or your permission to be in the UK may be cancelled if you cease to meet the requirements under which your leave or your permission or your entry clearance was granted. What are the conditions under which your leave was granted? Again, any idea Home Office say, condition in tia omodi asitnanema will say, meet our conditions ni bimwa, and that is under paragraph 9.23.1 of the immigration rules. What were the conditions? That there is a genuine relationship. When you are a married couple. Now, and our friend Home Office said, relationship no is no longer going on. It means who meets our condition if you. That is that. Immigration status requirement, yes, who does who are sitting, but a sitting based on the relationship. As long as relationship is no longer persistent or subsistent, with immigration has been cancelled. Accommodation, maybe you have even started living separate from each other, and now under the same roof they are no longer together as husband and wife. Are possible Sanipa Mienu over the same house, but they are living as separate households. Papa no Emiani Diane, Mamma Suniani Diane, Papa ni Bill Niba, with your half among Amenum. Say, everything they have to do, they do it as separate households, even though they are still under the same roof, the same address, they are living as separate households. That actually said there's a breakdown in the relationship. So once the relationship breaks down, your immigration will be affected, finance will be affected, accommodation will be affected. It means that that condition is not being met anymore. And that is what paragraph 9.23.1 of the immigration rules eka. And a foundation now that foundation has been removed. We have to cancel it. They will give you, so Home Office extras, they will normally give you about 60 days, almost 60 days to regularize your stay. In other words, you can shift to another category. Either, I will discuss that, another category, and now you make preparation to leave the UK. So, maintain it very well. Under paragraph 9.23.1 of the immigration rules, if you no longer meet the conditions under which your leave or your entry clearance was granted, your leave will be cancelled. Now, Sir Home Office cancel, they will give you a time, let's say 60 days, copy that time we have Phobia, over near Faso, Ediatna UK. And now, your preparation, the chrome. Now, that is it. It is a chrome either 60 days, and you seek advice on how to go back, or you go back yourself, then that is the end of the case. That is it. But, sir, outside the UK, the travel area, the common travel area, Isle of Man, Isle of Dogs, Guernsey, and etc., now outside the UK at the time. Hey, dear, what to plan for Ghana? And Zana, We no a report to Home Office relationship now break it down. That's the Home Office when your council pet waka want to make baby. So what UK have, they give you about 60 days or so. So outside the UK, your termination or your cancellation takes immediate effect. It is immediate. It means you have to make another application to come back to the UK. On what grounds?
I mean, so bohosu biomo hoye. Omumbi omasumye no munti o. Se unya tu kwan ba Ghana no.
Yes.
Holiday no. Now, I'm fine. So, Bana na be man look two more home office no.
Yes.
Waka.
Waka.
Home office receive ya na waka.
Omunya receiving, omunya issue letter with waka.
I know you're mafia too.
And then your friend, they go pay you. They go pay you.
Okay, lawyer, who there to answer? I know I know what to do.
I hope.
Me ko Ghana about you try me out to
waka. Yeah. It's serious. It's serious.
Okay, the lawyer Tiaso.
I remember from no easy. I remember if you na omukwa no wakoka because I'm not here. I'm need some money. Some copy.
Asama okay. Waka asamo. So that means no. Bebre ha etimiti say buy kani ade we mutimi kan ho.
Oh yes, this is some of this could be one or two of the reasons. Some of the reasons why there are other factors, but it could be part of it.
But we maybe some question be what
particular situation they are here dealing with from another side altogether. Papa no opo adwuma otime nante from Boham Wood to Dawson Junction and yes. Or say he just wants to, while on personal nature, he just wants to waste the time to because on to me. Sandy pay your money warning, or banner money warning, clear. Say, name if you step out, that's it. And the way about serious now, so I have to travel. Oh, my father is not well, my mother is well. Not when you're paper or child waka. Issue letter, they'll revoke your leave. Call through the immigration system, Udu Airport, where maybe you can come through Ghana to here. Uber do her. And I say a ring through the system, Ghana Krano, you may not be able to get on the flight. And you're serious, and I don't know why young Ghana for this is happening now. It didn't used to be the case, but that is what is going on now. And see, I just don't know. That is it. And to my member Hosubium, so UK not someone report you were set to the other party, they will normally give you about 60 days. Set papa kwanfufra over sorting on either over shifted to one category or another. That is fine. But so to kwai and sana nipani report you now home office sponsor can issue letter per waka. You cannot come back. You have to make another application before you can come back. So one has to be very, very careful before you step out. If you think or you know that the situation and you're very stable, you should be very careful. And now when you're being said, oh, and I Ghana for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, as an wasaba. Now what Ghana said, when you're 1,005, you want your 2,500, you want your 3K, who call Ghana kakra home, who kwa your child tomorrow, me bro, my sister, waka, you can't come back. So let's take very, very good care of ourselves when these things are happening in our homes. We should be very cautious. Now, say home office now, 60 days. Set fast sorting one. Again, and over to me again. Number one, set domestic abuse and evidence of domestic violence. Manya can say you have to start putting your evidence together before the relationship falls apart. The relationship falls apart, and some evidence now. It will not help your case. It will not help your case because so when you and some police force, Papa, you are in the date ever home of police for report, is after you left the household, the home. And see, that is after the relationship broke down. And now you've contacted respect. Respect. Organization there. Omubwa a member omoko through domestic abuse. Respect. Into online or enter respect. Domestic abuse support for men. Ebeyi omu contact no. Eddie abro respect. Now, uko respect for her after relationship now break it down. The date on their letter will show that the relationship broke down before you reported to them. And see, that will not support your case. But evidence no and some relationship breaks down, it means that the relationship broke down because of the domestic abuse. Now, I will go through no. And not in a relationship and break it down. And no, what me you say no, so would be your application for leave to remain or indefinite leave to remain if you can prove that we are a victim of domestic abuse. And a domestic abuse, manya bosso, either a physical or in a piano or piano and our ball and maybe sir, yes, sir, we are not supposed to do that. Nobody's that is assault. Your report you are, of course, the police will have the records. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. It keeps going on. They will use that against you. GP, Obanisa stretched to the point that she can't take it anymore. And see, depression happened because of behavior now, of course, and now Papa can just not take it anymore because of the behavior, the insult, the abuse, of course, want to make, and then that leads to depression. Now, doctor, I documented all of this. That can be an evidence. Also, are called Black Sisters. Black Sisters, the organization, they are omubwa and victims of domestic abuse. Almost I'm once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and not every 2 weeks or back because of problem now. Oko 20, not almost more documented. If you have this evidence of domestic abuse, now your application quickly on the basis of domestic abuse. So evidence no that's onuko reporting post a relationship now break it down. Ubet Nyaka said the relationship broke down because of X, Y, Z. Lawyer no and make everybody understand that this is the reason why the relationship broke down, and this is or these are the evidence I will work to support your case. That is number 1. Number 2, Samuel Emma and Amua Enquada. Nasa umano ewa British passport and not indefinite or whatever state they have, even 2.5 years in poor. Sir, Amua British passport and now they have indefinite. Over to me, yes, over to me, as a set application for immediately to switch to umano. So what if you home poor, your application for based on umano under Appendix FM section FLRPT. Appendix FM section FLRPT, that is as a parent 1.1 onwards. And no, uye enwa, I bet you have switched from being a partner to being a parent on a child that is a British citizen or so. If you do that, within that 60 days, you can switch to the 5-year route, or you can switch to the 10-year route. 5-year route, let's say, you still have valid leave within that 60 days. Now, home office area, what's your English language test? Once I watch your English language test, you can then apply to switch from the partner route to the parent. 2 words. One is partner, and the other one is parent. Se, muomma, and muomofra, nankwada, nasa mameni se oma wu enhu abofreya na mofreya. Then what you have to do is take it to court for child arrangement order. The court will make you see your children. And once you see your children, so when mameni take together and poor, because when the umma ever contact nente, over to me your application to switch to the parent route. So when the court, nasa court number order, nasa obanse oma enhwemofrana, that is breach of the court order. You can apply for implementation. She can be fined, she can go to prison if she continues to breach the court's order. So let's be mindful of that. Sometimes Sɛ ɛmaa no pɛ sɛ ɔmo pɛpɛ mmarima no paa na ɔmo de abofra no na ɔmo de no akɔ Ghana. Ɛkyerɛ sɛ papa no ɔne biribi a ɔne nyinasoɔ bi a ɔbɛtumi agyina so de aso akyi. Madamfo bi bɛka, he go pepper you. Na abofra no anka papa no bɛgyina ne so de ayɛ n'asetena no na ɔde no akɔ Ghana. Ɛba saa a papa no bɛtumi de maame no akɔ court na court na ma order sɛ ɔnkɔfa abofra no mmra. Ɛkuro wei mu no mmara no yɛ adwuma nti wontumi nyɛ nea wopɛ. Sɛ wo ne papa no wɔ problem a ɛnyɛ ɔno ne ne ba no ɛna ɛwɔ problem. Wo ne no won't deal with your problems. Don't use the child or the children as a prop in between to bargain, baby. The children should have their relationship with their father or their mother. You two can have your problems. It's got nothing to do with the children. The kids must have their relationship with their parents, the father or the mother. So that is what it is. So very important. So abofra, switch to ubano. Two types of switch. You can switch to the 5 years or you can switch to the 10 years. Let's pay attention to that. You can switch to the 5 years or switch to the 10 years. 5 years, let's say, why your English test level A2, without going for benefits. That comes under the maintenance requirement. Accommodation, without any problem. And you have to call council or say, oh, my dying, that is not a problem. Then another requirement is so we have the relationship, the immigration, the financial, and the accommodation. 4. If you meet this requirement, go on to the 5 years now. You remember 2.5 years? We are working for another 2.5 years. Now a total of 5 years. We travel 5 years now. You're going for your indefinite leave to remain. So want to mean English language now. And no, your application and some 60 days now a trim. And no, you do it. You do go to the 10-year witness. But just 2.5 years, 2.5 years, now 5 years, another 2.5 years, now 7.5 years, another 2.5 years, now 10 years. And now you will try as a partner, no, would be near Uber travel ban sooner they are so nanny now 10 years. And if you work 2.5 years as a partner, and I work 7.5 years, they are so as a parent, and also no, wait me so I had 10 years, now I will indefinitely to remain. So this is what you can do to switch from partner to parent if there is a child involved. Set Muniba, if there is no child involved, nase, where there are some nase, dear, relationship be wuko for me yente, when I break it down nase nipa no was sit na, and the possible says a way break it down, but me switch akọ the other part in the soup. Ramen sim bi me gidi se na make no yen na yeti ase nti ramen sisu se bia kodwo ene ama na aware ena nti ase enye adwuma yesi kodwo ene ama kodwo ni ya epie and there's a relationship nti ama se kodwo mentimi ware obiom na se bia ya ewo citizenship and our indefinite within that 60 days kodwo betimi aswitch akoyaso because this relationship is broken down. Say when you're divorced, so the divorce certificate count. Say when you're divorced, again the definition of a partner has changed. It has changed. GEN 1.2. It said it includes a person's fiancé, civil partner, proposed civil partner, etc. etc. So 2 years requirement now. And that's only it's not answer why your application as a partner. Almost 2 years long. So you don't have to show 2 years, but as long as you can show that there's a genuine relationship going on between you and the other party, it is possible to switch. As long as any aware here, you have to divorce before you can marry somebody else. But if it is a relationship, you can still argue that my relationship with this person broke down because I am already in another relationship, and then you move on to this one. One switch and sign out 60 days no. That is perfect. So until now, 60 days what you may do is say over a relationship with obi or no ewa na se wone no worry and only no relationship no game 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months, 1.5 years, etc. You can again apply and become a step dad or a step mother to that child that is a British citizen under 18 over switchy ako sa nipani so again wasitinano will continue here but so wasitinano you have to start the 10 years all over again or the 5 years all over again. Usually you go to the 10-year route so you can't continue the 5 years if your visa or your leave expires. So that is what it is. So let's bear that in mind that you're more 60 days now. Make sure you seek legal advice within that window and do what you have to do quickly and sign 60 days no. But a poor now one then of course you may then of course if you are in another relationship and the woman has a child you can switch to that partner. And now if you outside when you net it now so baby once I would think I would ban the birth certificate no sooner or your back would think one birth certificate no sooner. Abufani a British citizen and Abufano Ekra indefinite leaver based on no with me switch again from the partner route no so parent route based on the fact that Ubana a British citizen. So this is what is going on. And I thought that it is very important to let my people understand that it is misunderstanding to resolve our problems. Because the reporting to the Home Office, oh, and I'm reporting, it's not pleasant at all. And me being a Ghanaian, that's a young Ghanaian, ever catch them and say, well, Home Office. Saying papa sitting in the mona, it's very disturbing. And man also where there is a caution to many man. Yes, Remo. Let's be discreet in what we do. Sir, obey what Nakrum ha 10 years, 15 years, only asitna, obey saying way, but many won't na Fami Basu, then you asitna, unya pet, wapaki unyama. Property. Naturally, Obama will not be happy with you. So, if that happens, Home Office, I can tell you say relationship is over. They will cancel your leave for you. So let's be very, very careful. And now we need chat. We will be a chatty, sign here and there, and the pictures here and there, things going about. Please, sir, the other party and one, whether man or woman, obviously they are going to be displeased with you. And then say, again, let's be plain, let's be honest, let's keep our relationship intact as much as we can so that we don't have problems and difficulties in this case. DJ, there's so much more to talk about. You can appeal, you can normally say you refuse, you cancel when you don't have the right of appeal. You cannot appeal against the decision. You can go for judicial review or admin review and ask them to reconsider, but that's if you think there's a mistake. Otherwise, you can't appeal. You have to make provision and arrangement to leave the UK, or else you have to be in the UK on another route. Actually, I believe that, but particularly the main point is that unya saleta no now we are working so to choir and yet you're working so choir and yeah dear over Saba anytime. And now set confusion will fear and an choir. Make sure say what sort your partner out peacefully and son of and yes I'll choir my brother, my sister Ubeka because the relation will be immediate.
Lawyer, say asama okay minim say si pa ba ada na yeye ho sa.
And no it's unfortunate. To be honest with you, we do sometimes it's sad.
Say embese betena bi ma o de enjaye.
I say or giant or their show say oh na onya na sitna nti or chama not just say that is unfortunate side about the whole thing.
Sometimes when him say yeah, but What boy be more abana and yeah, just leave him. So I work Ghanaian.
Would you know, but
What one? So I Jano, so I do the aya or no, the Jano. And I'm going to say, wait, so I one, but so I said, James, I mean, no, by metro up. I mean, say a common thing, a coswinty. Make sure
yeah,
what you want.
yeah. Wait, Matisa Obabi said, "She, I wouldn't name many down at meeting. I can hear somebody say you don't know, you don't know. So come,
I know, say, yeah, I understand. And I do not I am man and esa. And my man, so you be but do not I am man.
yeah, majority, yeah, man, and yeah.
I know, say, sometimes, sad, say, remember to me boom man because yeah. But I feel say yeah try home office here report here honey and then I quite a adults.
Yeah, also because look, I've had a few. I'm about to say, now my catch on claims say, yeah, say krata, yeah, krata, yeah, and the idea, yeah, my best idea. We are sorry, yeah. Into one person for yeah, or yeah, why dear, by yen dear, we won't do that, and we have stood by that policy, and it's good for us. So Ghana, they krata,
But I mean, besides, let me see me besides, I didn't na one partner trauma home office no my jatum. In Bema no trauma jitum sa.
Obi a obetro ko bia obegye tum sa.
Sir, no investigation. Friend, someone nothing. Only time.
David, obetro to council was it and but almost have 60 days. And no one can say would you this set am I wrong mistake? Am I wrong decision? And cancellation here wrong. And yeah, as I said, we have admin review for them to reconsider. And to say, Obama natural, not so Obama said David, you are going to nyampa. On also set the case out one by one in response to their home office for natural. They will reconsider everything and then determine say I am past of course relationship now because look, couples get into issues. Couples have arguments. Yeah, not
Our idea knew perfect. I had misunderstanding, Baba.
exactly. And this investigation, no one say, hey, yeah, a phone a buy, yeah, na mamma no trust, na papa no trust, no one come, no one share some, yeah, only panic trying to any creator. Fine, they may change their decision. But sometimes, or the evidence, and the count, minimum beer or throw, yeah, or the evidence, a count, pictures now, I walk, papa the phone, so what chat or no, or brand phone, so. Obi a pictures on or car or no any phone so or print here at the car way now at the home office. Message now what between or no papa no ne obana ewo outside the UK no. My name be papa ne jani phone na. Go yeah. O to try to say name na or the na count as evidence at the home office. And I know once it stretched over a very long period of time and say or the coin no we are appeal cry one paper cancer day. Maame no wayɛ n'adwene sɛ nyɛ adeɛ a ɔbɛtumi asesa n'adwene bio nti na ɔmo gyina so na nea ɔmo kan sɛ to cancel was it now na ɔmo cancel it's so unfortunate but it's going on and the cancellation.
But ɛsɛ yɛ din ana.
ɛsɛ yɛ den sɛ ɛnyɛ nneɛma nyinaa na yɛbɛka we have had responses before obi na wo because some guy say adan na mo Ghana for mo yesa alata for nyesa adan na mo na mo say mo amu ho obi tini report to be it's unfortunate and you say then we are becoming notorious for some of these unpleasant issues and cases so anyway. I don't think that the education about the try and resolve it so that I could pay our Alabama. Because Papa no on your crown, beer, the more mufra, at least Kakranzo or the Mamu Prano, Kakran, at least Papa Betnaka men yet bringing up the children in a responsible way. DJ, back away. Many will be a Yejima, we share the same building, on Yejima with another company. Or a very young person. My home for some time, Miss Race. My home, I check a car and see recently, Michiano. Michiano, so it's been a long time. Where have you been? Or say, or some juvenile home, like prisons for detention center for young adults, young offenders home. Or say, more than 80% of Omo black children. Or catch them. I say more than 80% of them are black kids. And or say he went to do like volunteering or say occur through their records, single parent home, single mother, single mother, single mother, single mother, single mother, single mother. And most of them have ended up in those places. So yes, anything like I said, misunderstanding the home poor, let's try and resolve it so that at least you manage it, it can be raised responsibly. And yes, very baby I bring they end up in detention homes and juvenile homes and yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Well, they are maybe only time. Tell me videos in your share, but almost share SVTV Africa. I'm a fan of SVTV Africa. I'm following your YouTube channel near the end. So how do we my program? So one can about divorce, me especially no. I mean, say both side, but I am band side no more saying yeah, ma bema na access. Meet me at remember. Meet me
Mhm.
at remember. Especially say bema woman. Oba men kasa ungo meet me at boy. So oba put their fine, but boy bema boys. Outside. Fear
Yeah.
the obet me with Pierre.
Yes.
It is a bema can one. Many doctors money when we hear some discussion. Omo kan oba kan say several of wakasa mo I almost only bema ni ho. Meti ase.
Yeah.
But saa yaw no menim sɛ sometimes people so yaw bitimi ba na ma mo separation ba. But men di yaw na chi na kyerɛ sɛ wo ma be ma no chance mo hu ne mba no.
Mhm.
To nko obetimi ahwɛ mo. Sisi awu bi ahu ne sisi but from years to come no.
Yeah.
Na kwere some way. And na ma sa single home broken home na memma ni part. Am papa mo involve. Menim sɛ memma ni bi so yɛ. Me kan ma ni di. Wo yɛ bema so no wo abuse di ai ni de and minka bi ma wo.
Yeah.
Oh yes, oh boy, there. No. But ebia Adam means ebia na sikasem,
Yeah.
ebia na wakuti na bibi so. Wom se be ya but no nche so beka so no anemma no. Oh man chance mo show mo. And also on back close to in life. It's easy, no phone call, no way, no communication. Esa a hard dream. Kola ni ndu baby a after 17, 18, no baby a no one trade you joining some squad be wo
Yeah.
school.
Mhm.
Yes, wo ba no continue kind of South African mentality. Yes, start near one mommy. Obi mo ho do sa age no tumi nchine mu bo ni sa o. No. Mo na fi anya na ba shi no be fi na solve problem. Well, but my papa no from the beginning, I feel say boa.
Yeah.
Nti mu men hwɛ saa deɛ no so ha adwen na yɛ wɔ yɛn ho se kan ne adeɛ wɔ UK sɛ tete e akɔ wɔ we se kan we gang life ne adeɛ ha me discuss saa deɛ no but ha adwen I feel say mu men try say ebetimi ahwɛ enim sɛ mɛma no so be stubborn academy ɔmo ntie but ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ yɛbɛka sɛ yɛma ɔmo chance nkɔlaa ne deɛ ɔmo nka mo confusion no mo na mo bɛhyiaeɛ ɛna mo produce yɛ nkola no ti omo different planet na mo ne omo bae nti some misunderstanding about nye say affect mo no nkola no say you prevent we ma we nya access ni ade si lawyer eno so kan obi na main financial na wo kan no single mothers ni ade na doso I mean be akasa so I know what you are saying is true and the doso and the courses are the pa
But could be some time ago. Yeah, application. Now it was a single mother throughout, and eventually the papa eba abufani life mo, and abufani throw letter be Emma ni papa to support ni papa application. In fact, we are the devil himself cry who they are sitting on papa, because abufani throw said he was getting into a gang because that is where he could realize his he get protection. because there was no father in his life. But afterwards, when the father came back and started making contact with him, the father has spoken to him and is now more serious with his studies. He goes on bicycle ride with the father every weekend. They are traveling or they travel out of London to other parts of the country during weekends, and his life has totally reformed. And yes, any papa ever back into his life, he would have continued or he would have become a gang member and he would have ended up in prison. Now, sir, Abu Frachro, we are. That tells you what the impact of the father is in the child's life. You see, and yes, it's true, issues are there, but the long and short is the children shouldn't be part of your issues. Solve your issues and let the children live their life.
But lawyer, here come man, I say, come be man, say, be man, be so nye, responsible. They be more responsible.
I agree.
Ebi muso nye responsible or the akwala na ba wi ase no
I agree with you.
And also a problem. Enti say unya ready say we be taking care of akwala adena so
yeah. Good question.
Unya ready so be hweba unya ready e be by force one em also na one wakọ also ahunhwa akwala no ye bom ma na echi kakra no so me ma no so bi kan pa
Yeah.
Musika asem ebi musika asem nko yie kura lapin. They didn't release. Small money self. Maybe was obu kwat me ko we can say child support to the child. Sika fia bi obu be ma be ko won sa. Child benefit to say. See, I can be man side and him say the reality is him say man do one and reported and in them man. But Bema so responsible in terms of nkwala hwe. Amumbo man go man so bre. Nti say onye ready say obehwa akwala. Wade na so obi so wo piti. O akwa, lawyer dey make look wa be 5-6. On show mo.
Enu dey minimum.
I mean, I make look natural. Wa be bre on show mo. Nti how? Anya man be so be 2-way. But all the same, no report, and so now see kind. Moment so kakra.
Yeah,
Me try ba fie, me try to me. You know, be fie, be hu dey me ye only report here. Who be na kwa say records. They be Ghana for report here. No, so you check it. So say me feedbacks. I mean, anytime this a question topic we buy and it's good. Say also I explain it. Lawyer, I interest say where we dey nanka. Oh, we be a person.
Well, sir, who nipa when you are nipa and any papa nipa now want to go back to Chrome only relationship who prove you want now why you are say what not from her and yet application you are from the HRO human rights outside of the rules so any good grounds medical grounds about making us so about me switch up and so now home office for very sure so only the answer only any serious medical conditions are about making us one then of course any ultimusa coping time the primary will be at the amount. So and now wait now for 20 years. So 20 years this one. Now why application to switch to the appendix PL private liveness so what me was sitting at na from. But so what's not from her? So this and we and our sitting on the we not only be one application be and only be on switch here. We are overstay a you can be detained. You can be prosecuted, fined, or imprisoned. So home office for answer so more, immigration for answer so more. You can be detained. You'll be liable to be detained. You can be prosecuted and fined. You can be removed and banned from returning to the UK for maybe 10 years or more. So these are the consequences of not doing anything if your leave is cancelled. You can be fined. You can be detained, you can be imprisoned. You will not be allowed to work. You will not be allowed to rent. You will not be allowed to rent. And so we juma illegally, your earnings, your salary can be seized and assets can be confiscated. And nothing a bank no bet to me assess you sikano. They can freeze your money, especially your current account. They can seize it because you are working illegally. So I will be self for passport and now I sit in abroad. Now when to me it means that you are in the UK illegally. They can confiscate your earnings or your assets. Now you will not be able to rent a home. You may not be able to claim any benefits, and you may be prosecuted if you try to benefit. No one to me and don't even try. So who use the NHS for medical treatment, you may be asked to pay. If you don't pay, you may be prevented from remaining in the UK, or so PR, you will be asked not to come back. Of course, you can be denied bank accounts. You may be denied access to a bank account or bank statement, whatever it is. An existing bank account may be closed or frozen, and any balance withheld unless you leave. Security or woman, they will withhold it unless you leave. Driver and vehicle licensing agency can prevent you from driving by taking away your UK driving license. So these are some of the consequences you can face if you do not leave the UK. That is, if your visa expires, we partner report to set relationship now break it down. Now home office for accounts or sitting now. You become an overstayer. One application via, then these are the consequences you can face without the right to be in the UK. So DJ, I think we may have some questions. I will take it for the next 16, 20 minutes, and then we can bring it to a close. Questions we will have fine. Okay. Nagwa Eric, hi. If you do proxy marriage and make application inside the UK to Home Office, how long before giving decision? Well, applications to the Home Office can take up to from 9 months to 12 months. 9 months to 12 months. And Sana, the decision will come. It depends on the assistant and Sana application. So assuming say obi wo student visa so, and now obi wo health and care visa so, and Sana will worry by proxy and a Ghanaian customary marriage. Yet the certificate may be idea brand. Once udasu ewa sitinano, you are still here legally. Over to your application to switch to another category. In that case, you can go for the same day. That is the super priority. You pay extra £1,000. With the extra £1,000, you are able to get a decision within 24 hours. That is 1 day. But so we're sitting on the answer na application now, you don't have the option of the 24 hours until you come within the standard period of decision making, which is from 9 months to 12 months, and Sana, they'll give you a decision. If the ex-partner doesn't take care of the children, can he still apply for settlement using kids? Of course, no. Because officer or your application for settlement or here and birth certificate, copies of their passports, evidence of a letter from the school or their GP, as a sabofane mame, actual letter, ekase, the man is still involved in the children's lives. Even though the relationship is not going on, he is still involved in his kids' lives. Or the uncle school, Ecoponfi school, and a GP is involved in their lives. Se mamina and chosa letter, not se one funny birth certificates. Anna, possibly letter from the school or letter from the GP, copy of a Bani passport, the children's passports and Kanwa. It is then going to be very difficult or almost impossible for Papano set Obanyani settlement based on the matter. So you still need the woman's involvement. Even though the relationship is broken down, you still need the woman to attest to the fact, say, when you will manage it, more relationship. And the mmarima na ana woyɛ ɔbarima bi a wonyɛ involved ɛwɔ money life man, you must be very you must be cautious because ɔbaa or refraining and our first nneɛma no ama wo a wo ho bɛtumi akyi wo paa. Thank you. If one got married to a
Now,
UK based
lawyer, hold on. I think, sir, or the BB so, but manfa mantimi ama wan kan no okositi.
Also, would the Home Office write to the partner for clarification before looking into the ex-partner's request for settlement? No, they don't write to you. They will take their decision. So I will take a decision here. Then they will then give you the opportunity within that 60 days to respond to them. Set sana nipa weyaka. Set ubi ujidi set decision na omwayeno eye wrong and you won't respond to them. So it's unfortunate. They will take the decision but give you a window of about 60 days to respond within that window to challenge the decision. But they will not write to you to give your side of the story before they make a decision. No, they don't do that. They don't do that. Okay, thank you very much. If one got married to a UK-based person in October 2019 and joined the spouse in the UK in November 2021, when can they legally divorce? Have 2.5 years spousal visa renewal is in August 2024. Now, I need to know, is this under EU law or under the UK law? Are you married to an EU person and now you are married to a British or a person who has settlement in the UK? Sir, if you are married to Obia or EU national, now or EU national, and you married in 2019, you married in 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. That is 4 years and some months. The relationship, if it breaks down, for you EU nationals, the marriage should last for 3 years before you start the divorce proceedings. I mean, the marriage should last 3 years before you start divorce proceedings. We are looking at 3 years from the date on the marriage certificate, not the date you came here. So 2019, 20, 20, 21, 22. 22 was 3 years. And if for whatever reason the relationship breaks down, the divorce can take place after 3 years. And as a Samuel said, you've lived in the UK legally for at least 1 year within that 3 year period. No. And because you joined the spouse in 2021. So 2021, 2022, 2023, you show that you live in the UK for more than 1 year. And you also have to show that on the date we started divorce, no, now the EU national was in the UK at the time you initiated the divorce proceedings, and I want you carried on from there. 2.5 years spousal visa renewal is in August. Well, if you are talking about 2.5 years, then that means you are under the you are not under the UK rules. You are under the you are not under the EU rules. You are under the UK rules. If you are talking about 2.5, then that means you are under the UK laws, not EU laws. In that case, so our any pet, say a good pet for 5 years now, who also know I bet she because nipa na ye no and I would not so every year and one in any hope you want the relationship is broken. 2.5 years maybe that is it. You have to pay attention to the details in this particular case. Hello, Pipra. Can a visitor with a visitor's visa in the UK marry an EU citizen in the UK here without necessarily going to Ghana? I'm confused. Don't be confused, brother. Don't be confused. Sir, who worry EU national? Answer na wubano. You came as a visitor under Appendix V. V stands for visit. Wubano. Ukai se. Uba. Uba sign ako. One kase uba abetnam. Uba assign ako. And to uba as a visitor, no, you cannot give notice to marry. One of the prohibitions, one of the things that you can't do if you came to the UK as a visitor. If you entered as a visitor, you cannot give notice to marry unless you came with married visitors visa or fiancé visitors visa. That's a different thing. And now, secondly, who worry EU national and then we will use the UK rules, not the EU rules, because the UK is no longer part of the EU. And so worry will be EU passport and we will use the UK law, not the EU laws. So please pay attention to that. Yes, you can marry, but only after your visa has expired, not whilst you are still here as a visitor. You can't marry whilst you are still here as a visitor. If your visa expires and you marry, we will use the UK rules for that application. Our bana, nipane design, nipane tini ewaninchana, and our nipapaho. What is the relationship? What is the contact? Those are the things we'll look at before your application may succeed. So, let me answer your question again. Simply, if you're on a visitor's visa, can you marry? No, you can't. Can you marry after your visa has expired? Yes, you can. Can you apply after you've married? If there is a child involved under 18, 7 years old, British citizen child, yes, you can apply. If there is no child involved, there is no medical condition, no, you can't. So that is the response for that question. What is the right, Mr. Is it Kelbridge? Hi. Yeah, Kelbridge. I hope I pronounced it well. What is the right process if someone with an EU citizenship marries a lady from Ghana and wants to use the EU settlement scheme to bring the lady to the UK? It's simple. Again, I need to know when they got married. Did they marry before 2021? Did they marry in 2020? Or they married in 2021, 2022, 2023? I need to know the date. If they married before 2020 December, then we will still use the EU rules. If they married after 2020, we use the UK rules. We need a relationship requirements, English language requirements, accommodation, financial requirements, which is changing from 18,000 to 29,000 pounds. We need all of this. So it depends on one, the date of the marriage, two, the route you will take. That will be determined by the date of the marriage and whether you have to write all the other supporting English language tests, tuberculosis, and all those other stuff. So we need more information. Can a student be filed by his auntie with indefinite leave in the UK? Well, if you say a student, then obviously I believe he's an adult. He's gone past 18 years. Unfortunately, an adult cannot be, nobody can apply for the adult maybe as an auntie or an uncle, a sister, brother, father, mother, or so. You can't file for a person who is more than 18 years to stay in the UK. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Hello, Mr. Segu. The UK new laws has made us to marry ourselves. The UK new laws has made us to marry ourselves. Now looking at the increase of per annum you need to get before you bring your partner. We need to wake up or all of us will remain single forever. Some 29,000 and yeah, easy. And see, worry. Worry. I don't think the money should be a problem in your love. If you are in love, you are in love, man. If you're in love, do extra hours, do extra time, do extra time. Go do 2 hours extra so that you can top up the money and then you can bring your wife or your husband to the UK. My brother, I agree with you. It's tough, but it still can be done. Hi, Tyrell. Please, can you tell lawyer to explain further on the March 11th deadline? Well, the March 11th deadline, no, a year for healthcare workers, no, partners and medium. but emrani kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo a ɔmo wɔ ha dedaw no ɔbɛtumi still no ɛtumi di ɔmo partners ɛdi aba sɛ wowɔ ha with a company ɔyɛ either registered with the CQC and now even not registered with the CQC still no sɛ wowɔ kurom ha dedaw a wobɛtumi ayɛ application ama wo kunu anaa wo yere na waba abɛka wo ho ɛwɔ kurom ha but from the 11th of March ɛrekɔ no sɛ obi ɛreba abɛyɛ adwuma wɔ kurom ha this company now or ɔyɛ application amount no that company is registered with the CQC and here one and also as I said ɔno nkwa na ɔbɛtumi aba ɔntumi ɛmfa ne ho kanfo ɛmba so that is the brief summary of the 11th of March changes now ɛreba no particularly with the health and care workers. Please, my 60 days giving is over, but my BRP is still active till 28 to 2028. Is it lawful for a partner to report me breakdown without informing me? Oh, my good brother. It's unfortunate if you happen to be a victim of this situation we are discussing. It's unfortunate. But if the 60 days is over, it is over. So Home Office 4 have not updated their system by curtailing your leave on the system of where their letter is enough to indicate that technically your leave has expired. And the throw now only date be up to letter no so said that is the end of the period I wait now from her. Set BRP no that so active and poor. It only means that the Home Office have not gone into their system to curtail your BRP there. But it also means that we're sitting on technically and Yehudumabio. But they'll go with the letter that they have and not with the dates on the card. Copy the general. So he or she writes to the Home Office again, telling them that they've reconciled if the couple decides to settle their differences after informing the Home Office. This is a very tricky area. I have dealt with cases like this when the partner or partner assigned to a Home Office for so they resolve their differences. Home Office for said they unfortunately they cannot reinstate that Nano. So what happened is fortunately for Papa no on your ban and he assign and say application for a man based on Lebano and Sana what the Enya Asitna sometimes it is not fair and non-tina says near about 60 days now who grounds original swap you have to quickly respond to the Home Office and set out your grounds very, very clearly in bullet points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and set out your reasons very clearly so that abofra 6-year-old efano kaya already to send your kano ayampa. If a child picks your reasons and they read it, they would understand it, they will agree with you. If you do that, then you have a basis. Set still almost a day here, and you take it to judicial review, you have grounds on which to challenge them. Unfortunately, for you to tell your part of the story before they make their decision, but you have that 60 days to respond to them. Is the girl I intend to marry if the girl I intend to marry has been living in the UK for 2 years and I am currently residing in Spain without any legal status, can we get married without me having to travel to Ghana to join? Well, again, let me ask, join her in the UK. Alternatively, can I take her directly to Spain to the UK, directly from Spain to the UK after we get married? Please, can you take me back to the, yes. If the girl I intend to marry has to be living in the UK for 2 years, and I am currently, has been living in the UK for 2 years, and I am currently residing in Spain without any legal status, can we get married without me having to travel to Ghana to join? Well, I get your question. It is possible for you to marry customarily whilst you are in Spain, but you may not be able to apply from Spain to join her here. You may have to go to Ghana to apply to join her here in the UK if she has settlement, not any limited leave to remain. If she has limited leave to remain, you cannot join her unless it is one of these skilled labor rounds. If it is a skilled labor round, fine. Otherwise, you would have to get married. Either if it is customarily, you can do it whilst you're in Spain, but ansana ubabe joining Hano, you have to go back to your country to apply from there to come to the UK. Only because you don't have the right to be in Spain legally. If you are living there legally, that is fine. If you are not there legally, then they will expect you to go to your country to apply before you come to the UK to join your partner here if she is settled. I was refused EEA visa in 2021, but now I'm now 22 years. Can I still apply? My father is Spanish citizen currently living in the UK. Yes, it is possible for you to apply again to join your father, but the reasons for the refusal, you have to address those reasons for refusal. You have to address the reasons for refusal. No, you have to make sure say we a new application you have to address those reasons. Say ebia almost say or your papa. What our advice is your DNA and by force and your compulsory, but to me munye DNA to show say or your papa. That is that. And now ebia money transfer now is make sure you have a lot of money transfers to support that application. Letter from maybe a school I will call and all those places. Maybe you're looking at rented diamond with your one. If you can add all of those, you can apply again. If someone that is Blair Alfred, hi. If someone from UU wants to marry a lady from Ghana, please, what are the process that you must pass through? But the marriage was performed in 2019. Thank you. Thank you too. Now, it says if someone from you wants to marry, if you say want to marry, it means I pay no worry, and I will still know one worry in 2019. And the church says someone worried it down. So someone worried it down in 2019, and yet, as I said, the evidence, I just said there's a genuine relationship going on. WhatsApp messages, text messages, money transfer, visits, pictures, and all those things. I just said since 2019, there is communication between these two people. So you have to download everything, compress everything, and use it as evidence of the relationship during the intervening period. No, there is evidence of relationship. From there, you can apply as a family member of an EU national because you were married before 2020. Yours should be straightforward. Ne Lai Hai. What happens if a lady moved to the UK on the husband's COS without the man's knowledge, and upon arrival with the kids went on to stay with her family instead of the husband? Oh my goodness. Well, things are happening. Sir, Wabadu na when any family na ete and papa no oni papa no na ewo ete ho na, of course, what will happen is after the period of maybe 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, set as a set amoko renewal, by all means, obehia papa ne niama edi the extension of the application, the leave to be in the UK. So when you papa ne niama na any actually say on to me and stand it that's it. But living in two different locations is not a problem in itself. Dear, a humanity and a papa no lease. Lease hononso a down one only one bedroom. Now so obano the family London. Into hononso the family NXT and hononso a Jumawaha. In that case, the fact that they are living at separate locations is not a problem in itself. But as a which said, they have one address which is their matrimonial home. And no, and actually said they must have some documentations possibly together through one address. So that in future, so omukwakoye extension na obeteme e di actually say or no ni mo friend di actually say ye ni papa ni na extension na bibi akọ smoothly for everybody. Hello, Mr. Abredu. My wife is a student in the UK. I submitted my application and my visa was denied. We want to get divorced. How can we divorce without any problems with UK immigration? That's not a problem. Sir, whatever relationship it is, it can't continue anymore. Yeah, you can't carry on with long distance relationship. No. Now, you see, look, intimate and worry. Whilst I wo UK, Miss me what UK, Ghana ha, and yet, the enya worry. Sir, Obano ọwa ha no, ontimi enkọ Ghana, obetimi ama ade a friend power of attorney, or the two me be show obi nsa sɛ mani Ghana, nanso dilamanan mu na yɛnkɔ ana yɛnyɛ divorce yi. Nti obetimi ani papa, ne uncle, ne auntie, ne brother, sister, ɔbɛ represent no ɛwɔ Ghana ha. Nti wo a wɔ Ghana no sɛ wopɛ sɛ ɔgya awareɛ no a, I would advise sɛ ma ɔbaa no ɛma wo ɔma power of attorney to obi. Nipa represented now, you can start the divorce proceedings in Ghana, and the person who is representing your wife can also act as her attorney. Now you go through the divorce proceedings. It should not be a problem with the UKBA at all. In future, so over your application here, just use the divorce certificate. I will say, I am a worried now, so I already agree, and I'm now moving on to a different route or a different situation. Then that should be fine. Yeah, I am currently in Ghana and also planning to travel. How do I get visa direct without an agent? Well, it's entirely up to the individual. If you want to come as a student, you have to get a university. You have to go through their processes. You have to pay their deposits. They'll issue you the cards. With the cards, you are able to apply for your visa to come to the UK as a student. If you want to come as a spouse, your spouse will have to get all the documentations to show there's a genuine relationship going on, pictures, travel documents, marriage certificate, etc., etc. And on that basis, you can apply to join your spouse here in the UK. If you want to come as a visitor, you have to prepare your accounts and run it very well. If you have a business, you must also have a personal account. You must get paid from your business account to your personal account. And you have to run your personal account as well as you can so that you can use that to provide as evidence to support your application. So yes, you have your business, you have your personal account, money from your business to your personal account as your pay. 15th of every month or 30th of every month or 28th of every month, you provide that. So you run your account, you show that you have enough in Ghana that will make you go back. If that is the case, you're able to apply as a tourist to come and visit the UK. You should come without any problems. But always convert how much money you have into pound sterling and see how much it will be before you make your application. Mr. Labi, hi. What if you are both in the UK and want to divorce? Well, if you're both in the UK, that is pretty straightforward. You just have to file the divorce proceedings online. The court will serve him. You need his telephone number, his full name, telephone number, address, and email address as well. And of course, your full name, telephone number, email address, your address, and then you can file the divorce. The court should be able to respond to both of you, to work between both of you smoothly without any problems. It says he is a dependent of a CA. Yes, regardless whether you are here with 2.5 years, you are dependent, you are a British citizen, you have indefinite, divorce is divorce. You can still divorce without a problem at all. Hello, Mr. Umar. I want to divorce, but why are you all divorcing like that? But my husband doesn't want to hand over the marriage certificate to me. How do I go about it? Please stop, Josephine. Please don't divorce. So everybody is divorcing like that. Who is going to be left married? Please. All right. But if, of course, the relationship isn't working, and you want to divorce, the man has the marriage certificate, he doesn't want to give it to you. I believe you married in Ghana, either at Kumasi KMA or Accra Metropolitan Assembly or Koforidua or Ho, or possibly Takrady, Sekondi, Cape Coast, wherever you married, they would have a copy of the marriage certificate on their records. Call them, ask for a certified true copy, of the marriage certificate. They will send you a copy. There'll be a stamp on it which says certified true copy of the marriage certificate. You can use that for your divorce proceedings. Junior, me and my wife are on 5 years visa in the UK. We can with a care visa. What do we do next to stay in the UK after 5 years visa expires? Well, just work with your employer for 5 years. Diligently, religiously, obediently work with your employer for 5 years. After 5 years, they will give you a letter to say that they still need your services. You produce your pay slips, and of course, your bank statements. You have all this evidence to apply. After 5 years, you go for your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. In case my wife wasn't able to join me during my studies, does she still have the chance to join me during my PGWP tenure? Unfortunately, she can only join you after that. Not whilst you're on your postgraduate work permit. You can't. You can't bring your family when you are on the postgraduate. You can only bring her. You said in this case, she wasn't able to join you during the studies. So, therefore, what you have to do is work at other options until you get your indefinite leave to remain. Once you get your indefinite leave to remain, you can then apply for your wife to join you here in the UK. Unfortunately, she can't join you when you're on the postgraduate work permit route. Thank you.
Last one, Lawyer Wisdom Akao. Last question.
Thank you.
Out. Your time now, so make us say, I'm from Brantema. I'm from last minute.
Hello, Mr. Yabo Foko. If you're a British citizen and manage to get your children born in Ghana, British passports, and if you want to apply for your wife and earning £29,000, well, I think the question is not complete, but I'll try and answer it. You want to know that if you're a British citizen, the children were born in Ghana, you have their British passport, you want to apply for your wife to come to join you here. Yes, you must be earning the £29,000 from the 11th of April 2024. DJ, that is 1 day before my birthday. I am happy this change is not taking place on my birthday. Otherwise, every time I'm celebrating my birthday on the 12th, I'll think of that change. I'm so pleased. It's not happening on the 12th. It's happening on the 11th of April 2024. If you want to bring your wife, please do it now. If you are not earning the 29,000, you have time between now and the 11th of April. You still have some time. So please put things together quickly and do it. Otherwise, from the 11th, £29,000. Unless there are exemptions. DJ Nyame Adumwa, next week, the week I will look at the exemptions. You can't about 29,000, but categories they don't have to earn that at all. They can still bring their wife, their partners to the UK. I'll look at that option. Those who are exempted from the £29,000, I'll look at it, God willing, on another occasion.
Nice one, Lawyer Wisdom Akao, Wise Man Solicitors. That's a partner. Moana Mubisa the contacts and the contact number on the whole screen. So no, wait me from office line and the mobile number. No, it's a lawyer, more office location. No, in him say.
And the why idea, my location is correct.
Hey, more Boston market, Opposite McDonald's.
Exactly.
Opposite the McDonald's. The print house, since we printing visa.
You're printing this about so you're printing letter in the corner pack area too much.
Iti my postcode in location or more joining and then the number is all screens so with me Afro office line and the mobile number. Anti my location, one person mobile office.
Me that's it. And let me should be brave from some clients be omukoji omubis about cook and rap the mano just our friend. The blessings. I was so pleased for him. And then near no quiet, they say the abu mama and the say oh my mom be the pronounce the what they tell you alone is so it's so gratifying. Yamin shao and that is so satisfying. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. That is why we work late in the night. We leave here 10 in the night, 10:30. We stay up to make sure it is done and done well. And the results are excellent. DJ, thank you. And your Wise Man Solicitors. Wise Man Solicitors, obviously, you know my name, Wisdom. Telephone numbers 0208-0165-384, 0208-0165-384, and any office number now. Mobile number near 079-31-411-042. 079-31-411-042. And your Wise Man Solicitors, number 18 to 22 Ashwin Street, 8 to 9 The Print House. We are located behind the Dalston Junction, behind the McDonald's at the Dalston Junction. Your postcode near E83DL. E83DL. We are directly behind the Dalston, behind the Dalston Market and behind the McDonald's. Who beside the McDonald's no work? Who do what? Who fraying out your more direction? Your office near Lungu bit, but still no, we will give you the direction. Thank you, DJ. I pray, sir. Ghana for member, a member very responsible, a member very caring, a man very loving, that we can all take care of our children. Not reporting, no. Sir, Papa no. Menene ni obio mon kanso na sitna no eya na emwayen ebia na papa no oyejmo ebia oyejmo obuase oyejmo gold mine takwa oye okay akọwari na aba reporting no want me call back the ejuma no so want me koya na ejuma ne bio eha so onya sitna na ayama frustrations abam ana ebia oba no mpo oye banker o Ghana akọwari na aba aja na ejuma waba saying Yejuma or reporting na ama nyama bebre asent yes remo whilst I use the legal and so 92 to be a hopeful say this world DJ we are all here for just a short time, very short time. Temporal. We are all here temporarily. In a few years the table will be clean. We are all going to be out of here. Give yourself another 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. All of us will be out. We are British, Ukrainian passport, we will all be out of here in 50, 60, 70 years. All of us will be out of here. What are we leaving behind for our children? How are we bringing them up? Yes, Remo, we are all Ghanaians. Then we can all live happily. Thank you, DJ. Thank you.
Akpe lawyer Wisdom Akao Wise Man Solicitors here. Then as I say, Onyamre every Fridays we are in from 6 to 7:30. But na mo questions mo the ballot intina my manager la kakra. But mom rantem. For questions them rantem. Na mo so mo nya response no. So me ka say show we the number 1. Bubu. The other baby bia no betwa. Obin for the other baby no obema response or day form pa madam say some joining SBTV Africa meda mo am share na nyina say me shout out to am share na no Josephine Samoa Uma meda say Edith Grante, thank you so much. Richard Sego, thank you so much. Why Yosin Shepherds meda say Augustine, me that's so much. Say well done, DJ Nyamin lawyer. Thank you so much. So join here. Nana Mafuala, baby, that's so much. Your boy Poku me that's it. Wana, is it? How do you pronounce it? Slay or what? Slay or what? Dot Junior, thank you so much. Bright Henaku, thank you so much. Nilai, thank you. Nilai, me pacho. So that share na first time o drop a question one per me also repeat questions be 4 or 5 misro question no the back ba lawyer yi ano me nim say wenti a o de go na o drop o no ye nyesa o yesa e be how ti o de back ba ye de beto so anya the same question now be repeat sa yaw edubuafo asante me da say Kwame Bradu me da say Kwame Abradu me da say okay Nanaya me da say Emmanuel Atakra me da say Mompi me da say Eric Nagba me da say Kevin Japan me da say just made it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stephen Kofi Dome Temedase Yao Edubuafo Asante Emmanuel Pepra Medase Modesta. Thank you so much for joining us today. Ivan Sata Medase okay, so Asaridia. Is it towel or what? Towel. Asaridia. Kofi Abu Amedase. Joe Prempe Medase. Stephen James Sukufo Medase. Kobe the General, thank you so much. Adam Skodia Medase. Papa James, thank you so much. Nana King. Opanka ATB, thank you so much. Kweku Pounds, thank you so much. Badaru, Larry, Ambas, me da say. Blair Fred, me da say. Benewa, me da say. Nyagri, Nabil, me da say. Okay, is it Reno Cambridge TV? Me da say. Ebenezer Samoa Dapa, thank you so much. Charles Listowell, me da say. Haji Abba Mustafa, me da say. Mom share me da say SBTV Africa every Fridays piano, me lawyer. Mom share a new video on YouTube channel, share Facebook on your notification, share YouTube, join our YouTube channel, so SBTV Africa. Me no kasa we the new video we ba out. And I releases 3 videos. Join our YouTube channel SVTV Africa, the voice of the community, and our SVTV International, SVTV International, and your English channel. Kwa interviews up, and your brofun kwa. I'm no lawyer. Yeah, next week oba you call English. But in following our SVTV International, so I'm going to share English channel any other African. So by me show so now be share story. My numbers that they be or +2332447900902, and I say +23324067789. Sending me WhatsApp message and I say voice note. Go YouTube channel. So I won't say go YouTube channel. Then I won't say my numbers or bet me WhatsApp me. Me that say and a Facebook now. I'll share a profile now. WhatsApp me and I say send me voice note. Me that say. Madam Production team say DJ Click Sharon Natina. Subscribe for more. In the more bebrem. Ushamu Kruma kase tour. Na majisi tutua so tour.
She has a plan, a secret mission filled by gratitude and affection. She chooses her mother's favorite breakfast. Delight Foods, House Akoko, a harmonious blend of flavors crafted with care and devotion. The taste of tradition and comfort. In that moment, their connection deepens, a bond strengthened by a shared experience. Delight Foods, House Akoko, a delicious breakfast made with care and love in just 2 minutes.